30 degrees and sunny, you'd think they were tough decisions as tackling without the football was called. So this will come back, and it will go through to the 91 for Croatia, which is Marko Klišnanin, who plays for the Sesvete Double Blues back home. Handballs it into the middle. Oh! That one is set for a goal. Hey, that's a pretty good kick into the mixing machine, but a great mark there by Yuta Toyoshima. So here comes Japan, who won all three of their games, out to the near side. Tipped this actually to be the grand final in Division II, but Croatia had finished second in their group. They patted around. Getting a hand to it there was Svoboda. Up into the air. Again there, that was Klišnanin, and Japan is able to get to it. Throws that one onto the left, out into the middle of the ground, and that's going to bounce. That's going to skip, and then picked up by Japan. Oh, tackling without the footy. It had to be on for Mukodada, but they turn the ball over, and they get a good back pass, and now forward they come.
That's a good mark there. Well done there, but he stood his ground there, and the little Japanese guys took a great mark, and they're pushing forward.
Sometimes it's you're just big in stature and not just big physically. As the ball comes to ground, swatted out into the middle of the ground. Here come the Samurai the other way, and that one will go inside, but it's picked off by the big Croatian defender, and he kicks that one out, and then almost plucking that off of a blade of grass was Dolezal, and the umpire has called a free kick, and it's gone the way of the Japanese over to the number 12 in Sakaki.
He's taken them out. The 23's played on, and 19's got the ball for Japan, got thrown down to the ground, and we see the ball again.
Here we go. Thanks, Dipper. You are my eyes and ears, my friend. Handball
off the foot.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, that's a call.
Yes.
Off of the foot of Dolezal. And unlucky there, Jan Dolezal plays for the Zagreb Hawks. Another Hawker there, Dipper.
Yeah, the Hawks all over the place here, but Japan are controlling the game very quickly here. And they're using the ball, just little chip passes, pretty tough conditions in this wind, and he kicks a long one.
The Hawks are like goose excrement. Great mark on the side there by the number 7 for Japan. That is Yamaji. Yamaji will throw that one high up into the middle of the ground, and nice mark. Oh, my goodness. Taken there by the Big Mitts with the Big Mitts. Number 52. I think that might be 55 in Svetko.
I'm not quite sure about his kicking, but anyway, he puts it up right up in the air. It holds up in the wind.
And up off the hands as he got a cuticle to it, and then they shake free. That one goes into the middle of the ground. One-on-one contest, and just bouncing over the head there as he was bumped off the ball was Kuroda. Kuroda corrals it, and now back the other way comes Croatia off the paws of Tomislav Duran, and the ball goes out of bounds. No score. Croatia and Japan here in the second semifinal with Brian Barish with Dipper.
Yes, well, if the ball goes free and Japan get it, they can run away with the ball because they're very, very nippy around the packs here.
In fact, they are, and they are a quick little team as that one is up high in the air. Trying to track it down was Ito, and it came off his fingertips. Now back out in the middle of the ground. Here they come the Samurai, and it's marked defensively. So they're getting those kicks forward, but not accurate as they're all finding white jumpers. Tipped off the top. Oh, he's going to run off. Oh, he carried the ball like a loaf of bread. He found it into the middle, handballed it over. There was the 15 in Kolčić, and then they try to get it forward, but Japan is able to get back to it. Oh, that had to be ball, but it wasn't. Umpire says let the record play, and they push them in. They hem them in as Bencic. Bruno Bencic hangs them in there. And now they'll try and clear it out. They go the handball. They'll bootleg around, centering ball, drops in front, right up in front. They handball it back, looking for Molinar. Molinar off the ground. That one is just going to sneak inside the behind post for the first score of the game. It's Croatia 1, Japan 0, second semifinal, Division II.
Well, what the skill of the handball is unbelievable here. They're using their hands very, very well in those little tight situations. Now, Japan got to get out of this back line because it's going to be tough against this breeze.
As they go out the left side. Yeah. Oh, nice mark by the Croatians. They're going to center that one in the middle. Nice on a flying mark there by Ivash. So Ivan Ivash from the Zagreb Svetno Dockers. We'll just call them the Dockers.
The Dockers, yeah. There's a nice mark, nice lead, and is a right full kick.
45 meters out. This to give his team the first major. He's walking forward like a horse needing to relieve himself. The kick is on the way, and he has split the middle. So a goal there to Ivash, and that is the first major of the game. It goes to Croatia. The Knights are 1-1-7. Samurais yet to score.
Brian, what I love about this at the moment is the fact that even before the game, they're very passionate about their country. They're very passionate about the game. Even though they just kicked the goal, everyone around the ground is just going, yes, yes, for the one goal.
For the one goal. Well, you know what?
We missed that passion back in the Rule League because we're a little bit spoiled there, but good to see the passion back in footy right here amongst these great players.
Listen, you'd be excited too if you lived 15,000 miles away and you were here. That's holding the ball.
That's right.
And that'll be a free kick once again.
Ooh.
I'll tell you what, having living back in the States, and you don't get to see a lot of this. Whenever you score a goal, everyone you get around them.
You get around them, all right.
Get around them. So
here we go.
Here we go.
Left foot.
That one is a long kick inside 50, and it's tipped off the top. Ball goes to ground like a greased watermelon, and then just got free. There was Croatia, flipped back, trying to go into the middle of the ground, throws that one onto the right there, does Bencic. Bencic couldn't get to it. Again, ball goes to ground, and in fact, a free kick has been picked out. What did you see, Dipper?
I saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
I saw nothing.
So
I'm having a look at the replay. I see now, just a bit of a push in the back there, but in front of goal once again. He's fidgeting with the ball. He's wasting no time. What's his name?
Victor Kolšić.
Victor Kolšić has just missed the ball. Just missed it. Gone to the right-hand side of the big post, in between the little post, and that is a...
Behind 1 point. Only 1 point.
Only 1 point.
Only 1 point. 1-2-8 go the Knights. And somebody's hat blew off, but in any event, ball comes back into play.
Good hands.
Great hands there. They kept that one. Oh, nice handball. That was a one-handed snag.
Look at that.
That has me thinking of sausages off the hands of Mukudada, but then cycling back the other way was Lenic. Lenic with a big right foot inside 50, one-on-one contest. No one got to it, but keeping to it again, there was Kolšić who turns with it inside, picked off by the Japanese. Here come the Samurais the other way. Handball that one back into the corner, chasing after it was Kageyama. Kageyama had it, lost it, and then it just gets it out with the left foot. That one's going to hug the sideline like me hugging my teddy bear. Oh, what a great don't argue there by Hablok. Hablok will go into the middle, and all alone there was the man in Bencic.
Well, this is very kickable. Good. Because of the way the breeze is, this is very kickable, and he's going short pass with the left foot. Straight into the hands of the Samurai.
Oh, my goodness. And a good job by Sakaki, who looked like Willie Mays playing center field for the for the New York Giants as the ball comes. Oh, no, he did play in San Francisco. Ball goes out. That's baseball, by the way, Dipper, in case you haven't figured that out.
Yeah, I know baseball.
There you go. Out to the near side. Here comes Sulic as he sends that one back from whence it came.
Cricket.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I like cricket more than baseball, but and my dad, who's a rabid baseball fan, won't want to hear that. Ball out of bounds on the outer side. 1-2-8 for the Croatian Knights. No score for the Japanese, and it's Brian Barish alongside Dipper. I never thought I'd be saying those words. Sending that one inside 50, one-on-one contest, and the Japanese able to get away as a handball again. There is Kageyama. There's a shot for a goal off the deck, and in fact, it's going out on the full. So they are taking their shots here. They're peppering the goals just like I pour pepper on my meat pie.
Meat pie, I love that. Hey, some of these guys have played 4 games in 1 week, so their bodies are start to play up a little bit. But the Japanese just can't get past the 7 line at the moment.
Yeah, they pass that one away, and then the big fist with the big fist was Duran as they turn that one in, and the Japanese again under pressure. Ding, 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 ding. And then left that one up. Oh, nice aerial mark taken by the left half flank. It just got deflected, but continuing on that far side. Again, turning with it there is Tada. Tada back into the middle. And then shaking free, a little 1-2 do-si-do, and then that's a worm-burning, finger-breaking kick that skitters across like a cockroach on the bathroom floor. It goes free, and then I believe that was high contact and has been given, and so Croatia will come back the other way again, leading 8-0.
The Samurai boys are finding it hard to contain the Croatians. There's a big mark taken there by the big fella again. He's going to go for goal.
There it is as the pack forward. Oh! Did he take it? No. It got trapped on a blade of grass. Umpire says play on, and he crosses his arms like the Monsignor. I'll tell you what, I probably would have paid it, Dipper. I'm sure you would have by that reaction.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Ball back in the middle of the ground, tap forward, and then shuffling free, and then with a worm burner on that far side, there was Ivash looking for his second, and then the ball will be rustled out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw in about 10 meters around from the Knights' target again. 1-2-8 for Croatia. Japan nothing. The winner will play in the Division II Grand Final right here on Friday against Germany.
The Japanese are making a lot of changes here, and to making sure their players are keeping fresh. Here we go, forward.
And unlike the AFL, none of those pesky interchange limits, if I may editorialize, and the ball has gone out of bounds.
And they're meant to be running in between the two lines here, but they're just running.
But who's counting?
I'm counting.
You're counting.
Yeah, you know.
As long as one of us is, as they would stab that one forward. Japan has only had 2 sorties forward, and they're going to have another one there through Sakaki, who goes up on that far side. But again, they have nobody there in the half-forward flank, and they send it back, and the mark is taken nice and strong there. I believe that was by Tomislav Nedic, who takes that one. So Nedic will take a look around, and he looks like he's going to continue up the corridor. Well, that wasn't the greatest looking kick, but it was marked by Duran. I don't think that went 15 because he was told to play on. In fact, holding the ball has been called, and the Samurai will come back in the other direction.
I need to get past your center line here. They're finding it a little bit difficult at the moment. I'm just looking at the board here.
Yeah.
And I've got pictures of all the players here. First time I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
interchange board.
It also might help to distinguish who they are, especially if they're not as familiar with it, because Japan's a lot smaller country than, say, the United States. But some of the coaches might still be getting acclimated to the players.
All right.
It's a good idea.
Well, they're past the center line now. The centre half forward now got a chance to make men's here. A lot of leading up the forward line here. The young man's going to be kicking straight into the goal square. Who's loose? Is play on? It's out of bounds.
Out of bounds as they went for that one. The half-forward flank for the center half-forward for the Japanese Samurai. They lead. They trail 8-0 against the Croatian Knights. Ball on the right side under pewter gray skies here in Royal Park. Ball comes back in the play. And it's a free kick from right in front as he was bodied off the ball as he threw the elbow. So that'll be a free kick. And going back to take it, I believe that is number 27 for the Samurai. And that is Jun Segikuchi from the R246 Lions.
Geez, you've done your homework, haven't you, Brian? Well done, mate.
I'm like the Mike Emmerich of football. Yep, Sagatucci.
He's kicked it. Yeah, he took one step and it was just a kick in the air, and the Croatian big fella's just taken it out again. He's kicked it back in the centre half back.
And now I can see again as the mark is taken by Duran. I've got a large metal wall right here, but they'll throw that one onto the right, center of the ground. One-on-one, a nice mark. Stepping up there was Savetko.
Strength.
Who plays for Norwood, by the way, over in the Sandville. Did you know that?
No,
I didn't.
No.
And out the far side, high in the air, ball goes to ground once again. I think that would be Norwood of the Sandford playing for the Redlegs.
Yep.
Up the left side, and the ball will stay in play. Bodying him out of the way there was Lenich. Still in play as it tumbles across like one die, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Norwood's got the Melbourne Jumpers, as you mentioned, the Redlegs here. But, come on, the Samurai are doing everything well, but they just can't get past the center line.
No, they can't. They need to make some better leads, one would think. Throwing that one on was Duran. Continues up the right side. Nice mark. Big
4 Samurais into one little Croatian, or one big Croatian.
I've been very impressed. Croatia's got a lot of ups. Up to the far side, that one is taken in defensively, and they will swing that one out to the near side. Picked up on the run there was the man in Kageyama. Tries to cut through the corridor out to the near side. Great kick. Nice mark. Diving mark that taken in front of us there was Yamaji, who plays for the Kamizawa Magpies. He'll go back, throw that one onto the right foot, center of the ground, and one-on-one contest. Croatia just got to the ball, bounces away, and then they'll clear that one out. Oh, my word. They are doing such a fantastic
job. Oh, big fella. There's too many big fellas. I keep calling them big fellas. There's about 8 of them out there.
Savetko, that's about his 4th mark. Going in, tipped off the top again. Ball goes to ground. Running that one on and taking a flying shot for goal there was the number 4. I don't have him on the sheet here, but that has gone through for a behind.
For a behind it was.
1-3-9 Croatia. Japan, no score. Second semifinal, opening quarter. Brian Barish with Robert Dipperdeer-Minico. Did I get it right?
Nah.
Nope. Well, it's like Rowan Gardner, Gardenhoser, and out the near side, one-on-one contest, and taking the basket catch, looking like Gary Sheffield in center field of Yankee Stadium there was Tonkovic, and that one will go through. Japan again. Yeah, that one thrown off onto the left, out into the cow paddock over in the pocket, and then losing the ball there was Fujita. They dive in after it, everyone diving in, and everyone down mushroom farming, stacks on the mill, and all that other good stuff like that there. It'll be a ball.
I think we know that Croatia is using the wind in their favour, so the Samurais aren't out of this game, but they just got to get the ball past that center line. Here they go again, Croatia.
And they got to somehow stop the footy, and a great job in there by Yuki Akita. Akita stays with the footy. He's like a bulldog chasing a bone going downhill, and the umpire will blow as the ball gets tied up again. Again, the score.
No, free kick.
Oh, I'm sorry, free kick. Thanks, Dipper.
The Samurai. For holding the ball, he threw himself on the ball.
Thank you, sir. Out to the near side, off the hands. It's ping-ponged around, a little bit of a volleyball game, and that one's out of bounds.
The ball's got out of bounds like a Yankee Stadium. Yes.
Thank you so much. It's gone into the bleacher bums in front of 420,000 people here at the Ransford Oval as the ball comes back into play. You can tell what I was listening to on the plane over here, and the ball goes down. It squirts out. Samurai again in possession. He's trying to knock that one forward. There was Motek off the ground into the air. Nice, Mark.
Big Mark. Look at this celebrate. Look at the number 8 here on the halfback flank. He's celebrating like a Viking.
He was smiling like a butcher's dog, I'll tell you what. And going back to take it there is Ivash, who kicked the only goal of the game earlier in this first quarter.
He's taking his time, which is really good because it's a really important kick. This breeze will throw the ball around it. He's got to kick right through the ball here.
No shot clock here in the IC 17, at least not for this game. The kick is on the way from Ivash, and that one is tailed away, and the commentator curse. Great job, Dipper.
What I tell you got to kick through the ball. I don't understand these players, and even today's players. What is wrong? Oh, my God, they train all day, and they came and kick it. Oh, it's 15 metres out.
As Dipper has a coronary 1-4-10.
I can see it. Yeah.
1-4-10 for the Knights, and no score for Japan.
He's even got to run up like Josh Kennedy. You know, there's a little Flintstone kick.
Dipper,
you know?
Dipper. What are you doing in October for the USAFL Nationals?
Whereabouts is it played?
In San Diego.
I might come. Yeah.
Well,
the San Diego.
Listen. Thank you so much.
We actually played the San Diego Chargers at halftime of a gridiron game back in 1975, 79.
Yeah.
San Diego
Superchargers. Well, now they're in Los Angeles.
Anyway,
thanks, Dipper. Thank you so much.
And you're doing a great job, and we really appreciate what you're doing for our game. And I know you've got your passion for this game, but I'd like to thank everybody who's playing our game, but also the commentators. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you very much, Dipper. Really appreciate you coming in.
Domenico.
Yeah, Dipier Domenico. Dipier Domenico. Well, that'll be my homework for the next game as we step aside at the end of the first quarter. It's the Croatia Knights 1-4-10. Japan yet to score. We're going to step aside, take a break, take a breath, and when we come back, Kane Pollard will join me in commentary, as will Raj. You're listening to the 2017 AFL International Cup Division II semifinal here on AFL.com.au.
I'm told to do.
Dipper.
Thanks, Brian.
You're the best.
Thanks, Bella. What are we doing now, girlfriend?
You finished, mate.
Oh, I got to find a Sydney.
Hell, you can stay with us if you want.
I'm Husey and say goodbye.
No.
No,
I've got something to go.
no thanks.
No.
I know.
I'll see you guys Friday.
Bye, Dipper.
Yes, Friday.
Friday.
Dipper, how'd I sound?
Very good. They're doing well. Good stuff.
Pretty good for a Seppo, huh?
You've done well. You've done well. Thank you.
We should be pretty much done by.
Was it everything you had hoped it to be and more?
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
You surprise me more and more every time I listen to you.
Yeah.
My only problem was looking over here. Second quarter of this Division II second semifinal between the Croatia Knights. They lead 1-4 over the Japan Samurais. No score. Second quarter about to start, and taking Dipper's place. Who can take Dipper's place? But here in commentary and to start us off is Kane Pollard.
So a big tap there by the Knights. They get it going forward. Trying to get the ball out. It was a hurried hand pass there. Getting tackled was Motic. The umpire says play on. The Knights have the numbers here. A kick around the body. Oh, it's a vacant half-forward line, though. And taking a nice mark there is the Samurais. Their player there, Karuda. He goes right across the goal face, which is always dangerous. The mark was dropped there by Turashima. But the Samurais have worked it out nicely for a long kick up towards centre wing.
Now here they come, and a nice intercept mark. They cannot get through. All roads are blocked. Up high, another mark. My goodness, and it's the big man there in Ivash who's taken a lot down into that forward line. Another mark in front, and that is becoming a popular theme. And turning around in just a moment, we'll see who the big man with the footy. My goodness, they are a big bunch of men there. I believe that was the 55 in Savetko who has taken a metric buttload worth of marks. As we go back, here is Savetko to extend his team's lead from dead in front from 30 meters out. Savetko's kick is up on the way. The umpire does a little dance, but it snuck through for a goal. First goal to Savetko. Second for the Croatians. They go on to 2-4-16. Japan yet to score.
Just too big, too strong, aren't they? And that was shown there by a nice set-up play. They didn't panic. They looked for their options, and Sevko became that option inside forward 50. And I heard you saying it to Dipper about players from the Sandful over there in South Australia, and he's one. And that was a nice mark, 188 centimetres, but they're thick bodies. When they walked past me before, I was like, gee, you're looking at a real AFL sort of team, the way they're built and structured are the Knights. So the ball gets thrown up. No clear winner in the rucking contest, but getting a nice clearing kick away there was Molnar. The Samurais just defending off their opponents at the moment, trying to get the hand passes going on the outer side. Kicks it out to centre wing. And no one out there to keep the ball in the field of play. So the ball's going to be thrown in. I think that clearing kick coming out there from Shimizu. And the Knights are leading by 16 points.
Ball comes back in the play. They are a bunch of big bodies. You might say they're stronger than garlic milkshakes. You might. But I just did. Now here they come out to the near side. They are very tasty. You ought to try some out to the near side. Oh, what a great mark as he was flattened. Great job there by Karuda. He was absolutely poleaxed by Duran out in front of the commentary position where it's marked. And taking that there is Ora. Ora will cycle around. Has a lot of people screaming his name. He goes forward high into the popcorn machine. Not taking it there was Hoblock. And then he was thrown to the ground. Clear out by the Knights straight in the middle. Out of the hands again, looking for Savetko, and then that had to be a high tackle. No tackling without the ball. So either way, and then advantage is played inside 50. They go, and then juggled and taking the mark defensively are the Knights. Don't have a chance to shake the Etch-a-Sketch and draw up something new, Kane.
So the Knights looking to go straight up the guts to a 2-on-2 contest, but the Samurais didn't really put their body on the line when it was required. Short pass out here, didn't go the 15 metres there for Nedic, so hand pass it further afield to on centre wing. The kick coming forward there from Keslan, but it's been turned over on the half-back flank there for the Samurai. So look at that, nice chain of hand passes. Watch out, they're closing the Knights. All players fly in from all direction, but the umpires paid a free kick for just holding on too long. I think they're a bit lucky there. They really just held on to it for a long time there, the Samurais. Short little hand passes, didn't really get the results they were looking for. So it's a long kick forward. Oh, that's okay. Come off the side of the boot, but taking a nice mark there was Ito.
Here they come up the left side commentary positions. They start to string something together, doing off the shoulder, but a good job of some good luck there. Yamaji handballs it into the middle. Oh, big hit, and that is going to get called back. And in fact, it is a high contact, and the free kick will go to Satuchi Shimizu, who plays for the Kamizawa Magpies. A low driving kick there as he gave it back to Ito. through the hands of a couple of players, staying on, digging in for it. There is Galez, and he's able to squirm it out to the near side. Nice mark, and here they come the Knights up the near side. Another low driving kick. That could have been high contact. It wasn't. Staying with it is Savetko. He bootlegs around, throws that one onto the right, high up into the air, and then going back and tracking was the Samurais there in number 6 as he releases out the right side and Kageyama.
It seems that the Knights are controlling the play, but they're not really controlling the scoreboard. They do lead by 16 points, but 1 goal to the Samurais and be right back in the contest. As I say that, they turn the ball over on centre wing, Brian.
Commentators curse. Oh. And now up that far side, again 16-0. The Knights the lead. The winner will advance to play Germany in the Division II Grand Final here on Friday. As they go in short, they go in long. It's going to roll, it's going to skip, it's going to bounce, and it's going to go out of bounds for a boundary throw in about 15 meters around from the Croatian target. Goal scorers really quickly. Ivash has 1, Savetko has 1 on the strength of 2 goals for. As the ball will be thrown into play. We've seen a lot of really good footy today on the men's and the women's side. Ball comes back into play, tapped down, and then cleared out on the right side, but over to get it, and just off the hands there of Bruno Bencic, and then everyone closes in on them like a flock of crows in on a piece of meat, and the ball will go out of bounds. I had to struggle for that one, but we got over the line, and there will be a ball up over there, Kane.
So they've got the Samurais with 4 or 5 players just off the contest, nearly conceding the ruck, but a big slap forward there by the Knights. The kick around the body by Bencic. There's 5 on 2 there in favour of the Samurais if they can work it out. The mark wasn't taken. Sefko goes in, uses his body there for the Knights. Diving on top of it there was Dozil. The umpire says play on as the ball gets flicked out the back. Waiting for it there was Kalenston. But it's been turned over. The Samurais looking to go with those little hand passes once again. There's been a free kick for a hold or too high. And it's going to be the Samurais clearing it from defensive 50.
Out of the right side as they go up the side here. Punched away by Molnar. And the ball goes out of bounds. You know, you see that a lot, especially we see that in America. When one team has a really big ruck, you almost see them concede the ball and then play the rove, play the contest. Yep. And 99 times out of 100, well, maybe not that much, but maybe about 70 times out of 100, they tend to get the ball. And that is a pretty good strategy, especially when you're ahead like the Knights are, 16-0. Ball on the ground. Everyone goes down mushroom farming. Throw a blanket over about 5 players, and we'll have a ball up on the opposite side. Brian Barish alongside Kane Pollard. Glad to have your company as well wherever you're watching us around the world here on afl.com.au on the YouTube channel. And hope you're enjoying some great international footy here at Royal Park as they give the ball to Tosu. And Tosu bangs it forward up the far side. Another intercept mark again. Here comes Croatia through the middle as they launch that one long. Drops in front there of the man there in Ivasic, and that one will skip by, and then just getting it out. Oh, he had the duck and cover, did Toyoshima, and Japan now marooned in their own territory. Oh, big tackle. Is that the ball? Nope. Ball inside the crowd. Boot says the umpire. Ball goes out of bounds. Boundary throwing 50 meters around from the Croatian target. In fact, that's a free kick. And it's in front to Japan, and they'll have a chance to clear their lines.
So the Samurais bring it out broadcast side of the ground. There's been a whistle, but advantage has been paid. Sometimes the whistle seems to really confuse the players, and they've gone again here. There's a 25-metre penalty. The umpire waved the play with the football in his hands on. He didn't say bring it back, so that's just very confusing there for the Samurais. Didn't know whether to move the ball forwards or backwards. But they do have it at true centre half back. So with the short pass there, Kamiyama goes towards the outer side. Running past to receive the hand pass was Takahashi. That option was ignored. So they've gone with a spearing pass, trying to kick the ball out of the breeze. But once again, it's been turned over, leaving the ball behind. There was Sobota, and the umpire says just play on. Players go in, tapping the ball forward in favour of the Samurais, but it's a Knights who get a long kick back. They've got plenty of players behind the football here, the Samurais. Can they work it out of defensive 50?
Now here they come as they try to come forward. Oh, that was a dangerous kick, but it was a mark out to the near side, up high, off the hands, and he caught it. Play on, says the umpire, and that one is speared up high. Boy, that's an ugly kick. Wow, there's a lot of contact in that contest, and in the back there was given to the number 7, which was Dion Solic. They're looking for 25 as they're shouting 50. Boy, that conversion rate really makes a difference up the far side. Croatia has a man down here as Savetko takes the mark. He is in a little bit of pain, and Savetko is going to take his time as they come out to treat him, and I believe they have blown time off. Or maybe not. We can't see the scoreboard.
Nope.
Nope. It's still time on. Thank you, sir. We are, here as play continues, Savetko will send that one deep. Oh, that just took an off break, bounced right in front of the goalpost, and then went left as if they were getting off the M1 going to Ballarat. Wait a minute, that's the other direction, and it's through for a minor score. 2-5-17 Croatia, no score Japan here in the second quarter of the second semifinal in Division 2. Deuces are wild here in the 2017 AFL International Cup.
So a short kick in. They've used it twice now. They're just looking to try and chip it around the outer side here, the Samurais. A lead from Fujita's been ignored, so he goes further afield where Sakai takes the mark on the outer side. It seems like it's seeing a lot of football today being used on the outer side because of the strong breeze and the swirling conditions here at Randstad Oval. So the Samurais get the shooting hand pass out, but coming through, and there's that out of bounds on the floor. Did he soccer it off his leg? No, must have come off his knee or higher. And that was Sulic once again. The ball's going to be thrown in.
We saw that on the other field too, where the ball was on the other side. And I don't know why. I showered today. I mean, I don't think it's me. So the ball comes back into play.
Too many garlic milkshakes.
Yeah, too many garlic milkshakes. Well, I'll tell you what. If you drink a garlic milkshake, you sleep real good. You sleep alone, but you sleep real good. As the ball comes back into play, up high, it's tapped around.
I was going to ask you that your hangover cure.
You know what? I haven't tried that yet, but I don't know if I want to test that. And then it's tied up on the far side. Umpire calls holding the ball, improper disposal. It'll be a free kick. It'll go to Japan. Japan down 17-0, and taking that there is the man in Kento Takahashi. Plays for the Senshu Powers up the right side, and a one-on-one contest. Able to spoil it away was Jurmanovic up the far side, and it's marked again by the 14 in Bruno Bencic, who's had some of the football, goes that one into the middle of the ground, out in front of nobody. Good job to paddle that one onto himself there by the middle. That was a little friendly fire as everyone went on the red light. Handballed now down to the near side, looking for Nedic. Nedic is going to send that one for goal. Gee, that looks pretty good. Yes, sir! What a goal by Tomislav Nedic, who kicked that one from way downtown. Third goal of the game for Croatia. They go to 3-5-23. Japan yet to score, and Japan has gotten a couple of passages of playing, but up on the cash register where it counts, it's been Croatia that's gone cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
I think I might just sit back here and just provide you comments, Brian. You're getting right into it. The passion is flowing.
Something's flowing.
And it's 23 points the margin in favour of the Knights. Coming very overcast here in the close of the day. And it looks like a Croatian player has encroached the mark there. They're saying it may have been Halberjack, and he's disputing up the umpire, but it doesn't matter. Samurai's always looking to go back by hand first as their option. Long kick forward by Yamamoto. But they've just got no one there across the half-forward line. And there's a big group of Croatian Knights. They're big, strong men just constantly looking to take the intercept mark.
They're not leading. They're not leading as well. And not only that, but the Croatians are just getting good position. And 9 times out of 10, position is the law.
Yep.
9/10 of position is the law. That's what I meant to say. It's not necessarily possession in footy, although having the footy is what gets it there.
Well, and obviously you've got players behind the football without no man at all. So the Samurai should actually have more players around the contest, but they're not capitalising on it at the moment.
As we hear to 5:15 to Craigieburn, or at least I'm assuming that's the one to Craigieburn. They go out the back, up the far side. One-on-one contest. Ninth mark taken overhead. And once again, a defensive mark. This one by Josip Hablak. So Hablak will look around, survey his options, go down the guts. A nice mark. Again, I believe that was Savetko, who's up to about 10. Savetko in the middle of the ground, off the top there. And then it's good job to crumb by the Samurai. They come out to the near side through Sakaki. Sakaki gives off to his man. That'll be a nice chest mark in there by Yamaji. Japan trying to scramble the Jets and trying to bang one home there, Kane.
So Yamaji goes short. Finds a teammate in the centre of the ground is Kuno. This is where they've been falling down, and his kick's been smothered. Can they try and repel? No, there's too many Knights around the football, and Croatia will clear it once again, but there's the Samurais. Receiving the ball off the pack was Takashi. Going back even further afield now towards Fujita. He kicks it out towards centre wing. The big bodies are high. It's tough to beat in the air, but at the ground level, it seems the Samurais have it on top. The Knights looking to try and build it through centre wing. Chain of hand passes. They'll need to kick it shortly. Where's Sevko? He's not there as an option. The 1-2 working out nicely. Oh, is that holding the football? No, the umpire says
No,
play
got
on.
rid of it.
And the Samurais will clear it again.
Out of the foot of Tokutake up the far side as Japan again trying to punch through the dam. That damn. Nice mark. Nice mark through the air. And I was just about to say, Kane, that, Croatia is getting a lot of those aerial marks. Japan is looking very graceful through the air, but when it comes to the contest, as he took the mark there. Great mark taken by Ito, who's absolutely fearless. It was Klishanen. Bumped him afterwards. There's another defensive take, and he's told to play on. That wasn't a mark. Played up to the near side. One-on-one contest. Now make it a 2-on-2. Goes through. Still goes through as I get tangled up. And then out of the back. Oh, my word. Here they come the other way. Comes the Samurai as they release through. Straight in the middle of the ground. They held a raffle for it, and the winning number was 17 there in Tata.
So Tata takes the mark. Once again, we're going to see the ball turned over on the half forward flank there for the Samurais. So that's a high tackle.
Absolutely.
That will be a free kick. Is that to Beno Bencic? No, it's not. It's to, is that Belanjevic?
Let me see.
44.
44 is Bulanovic.
Thank you. I'm glad you've got your Croatian pronunciations a lot better than me, Brian.
Duh. Wait, that was Russian.
Well, you'll still take it. So he's got the free kick on the right-hand back pocket. Oh, that's a disappointing kick. That wasn't the intended target. Bouncing football for Yamaji.
Oh, my.
His kick, though, was smothered. Look at all the spare players around here for the Knights.
Oh.
They go again. Yamaji's second effort was good. He continues to run.
Oh.
Gets bumped off the football. No free kick paid. Croatian working it out nicely through the Ivan Nito up towards Sevko. Was caught out of position. Crushing the pack was Toashima. He couldn't take the mark. The Knights have kicked it inside forward 50. He's going to win the foot race. It's 3-on-1. Oh, the little man gets a bad bounce. But don't argue. The kick around the body's going to bounce through for a goal. Beautiful finishing work there by Ivan Ivosh. And he has kicked his first goal. Second goal in the semi-final. So kicked out in the first quarter, and they go out now to a 29-point lead. 4-5-29, the Knights leading the Samurais. Yet to score?
Yep, Ivan Ivosh. And I'll tell you what, he's been the prime mover in that forward line, always finding a little bit of room, and they're just a little bit quicker and just a little bit more polished with their play, the Croatians. But Japan, I mean, they're not playing a bad game. They're just not able to penetrate. It's like a giant wall that Genghis Khan would be proud of as the ball comes in the middle of the ground. Well, there's another one, but I don't want to talk about that right now as ball comes to ground. And now here they come again, rustling forward again and chasing after it again. There's that man, Ivosh, stays with the ball, plays that one into the middle, and now Japan will be able to clear it out to the near side, one-on-one contest. And taking a basket mark there was the 21 in Junpei Ito, and the siren goes. Halftime at the football. Well, it's been... On the ground, it's been a fairly evenly contested game, but at halftime, it's all Croatia. It's the Knights, 4-5-29. The Japan Samurais yet to score. Halftime thoughts from Kane Pollard.
Yes, it's just big bodies, well structured there in the back line, closing the space for the Samurais. They're getting a lot of possession forward of the centre square, but when they move it forward of centre, they seem to be turning it over quite a lot. And I guess for Croatia, it's all about how they're going to structure now going into this second half while they're leading by 29 points. What can the Samurais do? I think they might need to carry the ball more rather than trying to kick it through centre wing into centre half forward. Maybe try and run it because they seem to have the foot pace.
Yes.
So when they've got the pace, they can use that to their advantage, but they need to also be mindful of the fact that if they're going to blaze away, the likelihood is they're going to turn it over.
You're beginning to see it almost like the unstoppable force and the unmovable object. Well, the unmovable object is winning right now. And like you said, Kane, I think they have to run with the ball more. They got to give off a lot more handballs. Halftime here in the second semifinal of the AFL International Cup Division 2. We have the scores confirmed. We're going to step aside and take a break. We hope you'll do the same, and we also hope you'll come back as we watch the second half of this one. You're watching it here on afl.com.au.
You are sensational.
So are you, man.
No, I'm struggling with that. I didn't think they're going to be that bad. This is the only game I didn't really prepare so well. Gee.
Is this that mic?
You're going to leave it on. I would have been choosing 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
They've just stopped. So,
no worries. No, that's a lot. You know what? And I wasn't really prepared because first he asked me to do it this afternoon after the USA-Canada, sorry, the USA-France game.
Well, you heard about one commentator not turning up yet.
Was it this one?
Oh, no, he turned up this morning. He missed Kirsty's call. Called Kirsty and goes, I'm still in Albury. Albury's.
Yeah, oh, I know where Albury is, because I have a teammate from Wodonga.
Okay.
Yeah,
You seem to have got yourself around a bit during the time you've been here. Bendigo and Craigieburn line. And...
Well, no, I haven't been to Bendigo. We were in Skye yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know where Bendigo is, and I know. I've been as far west as Geelong, as far east as Montrose, and as far south as Skye.
Yeah.
I haven't really gone north.
Yeah.
Now, where are you based?
Well, I've got family in Pakenham, which is close to Skye, right? But I'm in the northern suburbs in Bundoora.
I've heard of Bundoora, so you're nearby. Yeah, we're staying out in Flemington.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I notice, I think Great Britain might be staying near my place where I work in the city on Exhibition Street at the Mantra.
Yeah.
I see the footballers always just...
Okay.
Excuse me, half time is
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So you have...
Seven. Thank you.
7 minutes.
Seven.
So yeah, a lot of them are near my work and they're kicking the football and bouncing around.
Back here at Ransford Oval, here at Royal Park in Parkville, Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, getting set for the second half of this game between the Croatia Knights and the Japanese Samurai. Croatia 4-5-29 to Japan, no score. Brian Barish alongside Kane Pollard, and Kane Japan, as you said, I think they need to be more like greyhounds in this one and not so much more like birds, it seems like.
Exactly right. They need to be prepared to change the game up a little bit. What's working in the first half isn't too bad. As we said when I joined the broadcast, at 2-4-16, the Samurais weren't really out of it. But then after that, they've kicked 2 goals won to extend their margin to 29 points.
And to be
I don't
fair,
know who the umpire's talking to.
No, he's talking to, I think they're talking to.
Okay, I thought the umpire was talking to us, Brian. Maybe we're too loud. He wasn't happy with the way we're describing the game. But,
well, we haven't bagged them much at all. I think we've been pretty nice to the umpires.
I actually think the umpiring standard during the International Cup has been very good.
Very, very good. AFL Europe has sent a few. We've had a few local ones here, including from the Essendon Districts Football League, as well as the USAFL Umpiring Association. Third quarter about to get underway. Croatia the lead, 29-0. Away we go. And that one goes forward as Japan trying to get to it. Bustling forward there was Matek, and a free kick has been given. And that one has been given to the Japanese Samurai, resplendent in their black jumpers with the red sash as he goes out the back there, goes up the side there, does Fujita. Ball is continued on, and then, well, he was horse-collared there, and the umpire crosses his arms like the Monsignor of the First Church of Australian football, and will have a free kick go, or rather will have a ball up directly across from Kane and myself. Ball comes to the ground. Out of the ruck goes Pakovic, and that's exactly what he did. Ball again goes to ground. It's locked in, and it's cryogenically frozen, just like Walt Disney, and we'll have a ball up on the far side, Kane.
Oh, Brian, I think I'll just sit back and just let you go ahead, and I'll just provide some comments and a break when you need it.
Yep.
I think the spectators around the broadcast are enjoying you quite a lot. The boy from, was it San Francisco? No, Philadelphia. I shouldn't get that wrong. He's an Eagle at heart.
Yep.
And they get the kick forward there, the Samurais. But once again, there is just no half-forward line at all. I don't know if the players are getting sucked into the contest, but they're losing all their structures as the Knights look to clear it on the outer side. Here's a chance for the Samurais. They can turn the ball over with a nice intercept mark in the centre of the ground.
They've disappeared just like a Magpie fan once they've been eliminated from the final. I'm going to get sledged for that, but I don't care. Ball goes to ground. They working out the chain of fools out to the near side there in Lenich. And then as they are marooned in their own side here, and they're doing well to find their teammates, and now finally getting the outlet, but just keeping it in front of him there was the one Samurai man. And in front there was, I don't think that was Matsumura. I haven't seen them today. The ball is gone, and it has been marked up on that far side. As they center that one on, that one is going up high. Ball goes to ground, and now out of the back they come. Throw that one onto the right foot, up high into the air. Who wanted it? Everybody. That one was knocked down, knocked backwards by Sulich. They continue on to the Knights. That one dropped in front. That was a shin boner. We're not that far from Arden Street, and then that one is knocked out of his hands. 2 Croatian Knights around the footy. Make that 3. He'll throw that one on to the left, and that one curly cues on. Drops in front of a man there in the 15, which is Takatake. And they continue on again to the Knights. Throws that one on to the left. That was an ugly kick, about as ugly as my 11th grade Spanish teacher. And we're back. Well, I talked bad about my 11th grade Spanish teacher, and I think that was her ghost that came through and cut out the sound. But in fact, it's been a boundary throw. I didn't know you had gremlins in Australia.
Yeah, they're called trolls.
I would say we're on the other side of the Tasman for the Tasmanian Devils to come out and to break with it, but the ball will be put in the play on the opposite side.
Have you met a wombat yet?
No, I haven't. Well, we have the Wisconsin Wombats, or one of the teams back in the States.
Well, there you go.
Well, that's about as close as I've come.
They like to bury themselves deep into the ground, the old Wombats.
Oh, boy.
So the Knights kick the ball up on centre wing. Samurais are holding their own in this third quarter. No one's yet to score. Still a 29-point margin in favour of Croatia as that ball goes out of bounds on the outer side. Still a reasonably good-sized crowd in attendance for late this afternoon.
Yeah, it's not been too bad for a Tuesday morning into an afternoon. A lot of people coming by on their lunch breaks, but also a lot of support from the different teams as that one is sent inside 50. Here they come again, and a nice mark again by the Big Mitts with the Big Mitts in Savetko, who has kicked a goal, the man from Norwood. This will be about a 45-degree angle. The mark is about 25 out, and Savetko will line up from about 40. By the time he kicks, he'll be from 35. Savetko's kick is on the way. The umpire had to do the shimmy off to the right, and it's gone through for a behind. First score of this second half, it goes to Croatia. They go on to 4-6-30. No score for Japan. Winner of this game advances to play Germany on Friday here at Royal Park in the Divi 2 Grand Final.
So the Samurais will look to come out broadcast side of the ground. Good corralling on the mark there by Lazanin. The long kick. Oh, missing it. But he probably should have taken it was Molnar. That was a nice mark there by Nasu. Well, he's turned the ball over close to the boundary line. And that's a disappointing result. It wasn't Nasu, it was Yamamoto.
Yep.
And that ball's going to be thrown in. Just crucial mistakes are really costing the Samurais, Brian.
You talk about what ifs, and there's an old Yiddish proverb that if my grandmother would have had a beard, she'd be my grandfather. Ball comes spinning back in the play, and that's going to be an infringement in the ruck. So free kick to the Samurais here. What can they do? They need a spark as they try to rub the sticks together and go up the left side. They need a little bit of flint as it sips up nicely for Ito, who backs around, and then he's beset upon by three Knights as they come up onto the far side. And once again, that's Savetko diving at the football with no regard for human life and even his own, and the ball is going out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in right outside the 50-meter paint. Brian Barish, go ahead.
You've got to be very careful about that, Brian, because if you dive on top of the football and collect the player's bottom legs, there's actually a free kick again. So I encourage the endeavour in trying to get the football, but you've got to be just so careful putting your head in first like that.
Also, we've already seen one serious injury here as a free kick has been given away. Brett Brower of the USA Freedom, who went in for the ball. I don't think she dove, but she went in hard over the ball, and she fell over. She made head contact with somebody's knee, and that's why we had the long delay over on that other field. Last I checked, by the way, she is good. There's a mark taken again by Savetko. For those of you watching that game, she is awake. She is doing well over in hospital. Ball up on that far side, and that one is kept. That one is kicked off the boot. Oh, that was touched. Well, he went for a banana and ended up with a plantain. Seventh behind of the game for the Croatian Knights. They go to 4-7-31. Japan is Bupkis as they'll put the ball back into play. I'm Brian Barish, by the way. Here's Kane Pollard, whose voice you're going to hear now.
I'll try and get my head around the camera.
I thought you were going to say get your head around the plantains.
We might ask you that after the game. The kick in, though, not a good result as Solic has taken a nice mark. Outside, he's going back a long way. He looks confident here, Solic. Telling the players to go back to the goal line on a 45-degree angle. He'll be kicking this from 50 into the breeze. The ball's come back. Someone's got plenty of purchase on it. Across the face.
Nice!
The mark. Is that Sevko? The big man. Has the umpire paid a free kick again? No, it is Savetko. Savetko. Thank you, Brian.
No worries.
And Savetko will kick the goal and turn around and start punching the air and celebrating. That's his second goal of the match, and Croatia's fifth. They go to 5-7-37, out to a 37-point lead against the Japanese Samurais.
And Savetko has been ruling that with an iron fist. He's like the king of the South here.
Very versatile. He was up there on the ground contest, and he's taking a big contested mark close to goal.
And he celebrates the goal. He's happier than a 10-year-old in a Pokemon factory. Ball will come back into the middle of the ground. 37-0 the score. Croatia here in the third quarter, and how great would it be, in a sense, to see two debutante teams here in this IC-17 competition make it to the Division II Grand Final, and they both have had to run the gambit and run the gauntlet against these sides. And this will be a rematch of the earlier group stage, but of course a long way of footy to go as a little 1-2 between Sakaki and Takahashi. Or rather, that was Sakaki who had the ball. Ball goes to ground, it bumbles away. Handballed it back, and that one is a whistle, and that will be given away as a free kick as the umpire runs in as if he has something very important to say. Maybe he just has to run to the restroom. I don't know, but that's how he's walking, and it'll be a free kick. Again, the score, it's 37-0 as the free kick will be taken by Kento Takahashi of the Senshu Powers.
So Takahashi goes long. Couldn't take the mark there for Gita. Ball gets punched away towards the boundary line on the half-forward flank there for the Samurais. The hand pass misses its target. Ball gets socketed out of the pack. Oh, slinging tackle there, and that's going to be penalised. The Japanese player looks a little bit worse for wear. That was a dumping tackle on the outer side. Is that Sato taking the free kick? The Samurais have cleared it anyway. It's a long, penetrating kick. Cleared the contest there, and it's gone out of bounds. There's some very tired players out there in this second half. Is it 4 games in 10 days, really starting to take its toll on some of the players?
And I'll tell you what, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and that's part of it is not just game management on the day, but game management from game to game, because as you mentioned, Kane, these teams are playing 5 games in the span of a fortnight, and the defensive mark again taken, I believe that was 44, which is Rocco Boljanovic. So Boljanovic out the right side, floats up in the air, went off of his short front, and then he dropped the footy, and no, he's going to say he didn't have the ball, so tackling without the ball. Well, and to paraphrase Dennis Cometti, because this is a family show, NDI, and the ball will go inside, and it's marked again. I believe it was paid as pushed in the back. Trying to keep our PG rating as that one goes up long. One-on-one contest off the man. Here's a good chance for the Samurai as they get that one inside. Push that one centered up high in the air. Who wants it? One-on-one contest. Big fist out of there, but only as far as the man there in Yamaji. They stay with the footy, and then they try and scramble it out. He's tackled with the footy. Ball pops up in the air, and they try to center the ball. Here they'll get it out of bounds now as Klishanen is able as they try to get it out.
So the Knights, it's been called to play on there. Sulich, he kicks it high and long. The ball holds up in the breeze. Well, they dropped the mark on the outer side there. That was Motic. The umpire says play on. The Samurais come in, but it's going to be the Knights to clear. A long penetrating kick on centre wing. Svetko takes a nice mark there. He's doing everything at the moment for the Knights. He gets the ball going forward. It's a one-on-one contest, but the boundary wins out as it goes out of bounds on the centre wing. Score check, Croatia 5-7-37. The Samurais, Japan, yet to score. This is the second semi-final Division 2 Football International Cup 2017, Brian.
He's Kane Pollard. I'm Brian Barish, and together we're the Beatles. Ball comes back in the play up on the forward side. Ball goes to ground, and I'll tell you what, it's been like that... It's been like that talking head song, same as it ever was, and a free kick will be given for taken down without the footy because really it's been the same story. Japan trying to wrestle the ball forward here, and they really haven't. They've only had maybe one decent foray inside the offensive arc, and then a good spinorama move by Sakaki, who plays that one onto the outside, up on that far wing position. The ball will hop, skip, and jump. It'll skittle along like a 3-year-old with a lollipop out of his mouth. That one is taken there by Jurmanovic, and that, I believe, is a boundary throw-in. I was too busy looking down at the name, but it will be a boundary throw-in, and it will occur about 60 meters around Kane.
So the Samurais, I'd say they've won that's a pretty ordinary throw-in, but they've won the fair share of possession in this third term. They just haven't resulted in any sort of score. The kick out of the scrimmage, Sevko was playing for a free kick but wasn't paid, so Croatia can try and get rid of it. It held it for a long time. Strong tackling work there on centre wing, and earning the free kick is the Japanese player. No, the ball's gone somewhere else. It's gone to
somewhere out there.
Fajito. Fajito's got it on the half-back flank. He's at the half-forward line. They fly. No mark taken. Coming through with the Croatian Knight, trying to sock it off the ground, then trapped it himself. That was better play, but it's been turned over once again. The hand pass comes out there towards Tukati. He got brought to ground. Sure, bodies fly in. No free kick paid, and the Knights go for a big up and under kick towards Sevko.
Seveko had it bounce off of his hands like a hippo off a moon bounce up on that far side. Handball that one into the middle. Here come the Samurai. That one was a low driving kick. Played out in front of the man. Handballs it up. Back in there, and they're pushing forward. Big tackle, play on, and that one is kicked back over into the corner. You can probably see that better than me, Kane. Maybe not. The ball is somewhere over in that corner.
Still not out. The Samurais have gone in. The umpire's paid a free kick for too high. And there's about 3 or 4 players down, and it's actually the last person to get up who'll earn the free kick. So is he trying to get a 50-metre penalty.
I'd love to lean over and tell you, but I'd probably do an involuntary somersault out of the van here.
So Akita has the free kick. He's decided to go back. He'll be kicking this on a very tight angle from 50 metres out. The wind is blowing, so he'd have to aim it right to left with the breeze. That's what he's done. Will it get the distance? It has. Was it hit the post? Oh, it hit the post.
It was a Wilbur post.
It was
Hello.
Mukudaka. I couldn't quite see it there, Brian. And the Croatians trying to keep it in, trying to touch it. That's their first score. Went to Mukudaka, and they're 1 point, trailing by 36 points there against the Knights.
Thank you very much up on that far side. Well, I'll tell you what, we have a pretty good vantage point, but once they get to the right of us, well, then we have to take our life in our own hands to sort of crane our necks. I'll tell you what, I've got long legs and long arms, but I was not blessed with a crane neck as ball comes back into the middle. Holding the ball is the call, and it'll be a free kick over there to the 27 in Jun Sekiguchi. So Sekiguchi, who plays for R246 Lions, at least I think that's how you say it. We had a man in Philadelphia who had the Hiroshima Hawks out for a time. Ball goes up. Nice job there, I believe, by the 52, which is Mukudaka, who went up into the lemon tree and pulled that one down. And by the way, very thankful that they're playing with the yellow ball, because if it was red, I'd be, well, in a heap of trouble. Nice mark. Taken up on that far side. Long kick. That one is driven inside 50. One-on-one contest out of the back. And off the hands there as Bulinovic went for it, swung and missed. But this is a good opportunity for the Japanese, as they will have the ball maybe about 10, 15 meters around from their offensive target.
There's about 2 minutes to go in this third quarter. So a chance to get their first goal. They're trailing by 6 goals exactly. But it's going to be the Knights once again. They're doing all the hard things right as they'll clear it now. Through Nedic. It's a long kick up towards centre wing. Sedko got the ball punched away, then dives on top of it. Is that holding the football? He hasn't got it out. The Samurais applied a strong tackle, and it is. And Sedko may have actually got one in there. Has he done something to his wrist?
I don't know.
And he just ran across the mark. That should have been a 25-metre penalty, but it wasn't paid. So the Samurais, another entry inside forward 50. Getting the punch away there was College. The umpire says play on, and the Knights will clear it now through centre wing.
Here they come back the other way. Savecko climbed the ladder and took that one. He got higher than Joe Cocker to take that one over Ryuke Sato.
He's very versatile.
He is. He can do a little bit of, he's like a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything, and if you ask him really nicely, he'll uncork your bottle of champagne for you. Comes out into the middle of the ground, bump free, and then that one is thrown on to the right. Here come the Samurai. They have 1 point. They won some more. Picked up there by the man in Nagasaka, out into the middle of the ground, and then it's picked off back the other way, and then ski jumping. That one there was the 6 in Pavkovic, and the umpire, no, he says play on. Here's Pavkovic again. Try saying that 10 times fast with a mouthful of mashed potatoes.
Whoa.
Big hit in there by Molnar, who pulled him over. He was like a bowling ball, and the man down was like a pin. And he is slow to get up on all fours. Here they go. They pump that one inside. Marked. Great pack mark by Hoblock, and Hoblock will go back and have a shot. And that was just a body positioning there, the man from the Unley Mercedes Jets. So he muscled him out of the way just like a politician, and he'll go back on the siren, after the siren, and they'll try to extend the lead 37-1. Lives in Adelaide, by the way. That's who he plays for, the Unley Jets. The kick is on the way. Well, we must be at the zoo because I just saw a shankopotamus. 3-quarter time at the football. It's the Knights of Croatia, 5-7-37. Japan Samurai, 1 point only. Third quarter points from King Paul.
Have you used that line before?
Yes.
Is that your,
yeah, I've used it.
That's a very quick wit there, the shankopotamus. And
the rare and elusive shankopotamus.
You see it too often. And it is a 36-point margin here at three-quarter time. We'll take a short break and be back for the final quarter of the Division 2 semi-final 2, here part of the International Cup on afl.com.au.
Back here at Royal Park, Ransford Oval to be more specific, for the third quarter of this one between the Croatia Knights and the Japan Samurais. 5-7-37 for the Knights, 1 point and only 1 point for the Japan Samurais. No, it's 37 for the Knights and 1 for the Samurais. It's been a long day.
It has been. Yeah, first game for me was at 9:30. What time did you get here this morning?
First game for me was at 9:30 as well. Had the U.S. going on as well. And just taking a look here, the winner of this game will face Germany. The grand final, by the way, is scheduled for 12:30 p.m. It'll be right here on Ransford Oval, and it'll be against Germany. The loser will go and actually play at 9 a.m. across at McAllister Oval, and that's kind of a punishment because that's a really, really wicked wake-up time. Fourth quarter, here's Kane Pollard.
So the ball goes up. Another tap down. Good work here by the Knights. Streaming through off the line there is Havlicek. Gets the kick forward now. They need a marker. Oh, Ivos, he couldn't quite claim it. He had the two hands up there. Couldn't quite juke it. The Samurais, hand pass back to go forward. That's a dangerous option, going with a little short banana kick. It's going to be turned over. The Knights will have the first shot on goal for the final term, and it goes through for a behind. Still life left for the Samurais if they're good enough. 5-8-38. 37 points the margin in favour of Croatia. We asked for the ball to come over to broadcast side as much as possible, but that doesn't really suit you there, Brian.
I think you might be the one doing. I might be the one doing the special comments this time.
Svetko has taken a nice mark. Am I pronouncing that right yet?
Let me see.
Svetko.
Svetko. Yeah,
Yep.
You got it.
Great.
The captain.
He's going to line up for taking the best of 50 metres here on a 45-degree angle. I'll have to wait for him to come into picture because I can't see it, but I will be able to see the kick. So Svetko, that looks good off the boot. Won't quite make the distance. Oh, there was no competition on the goal line, and the mark has been taken. That's the big man.
32.
It is, yep. We were speaking about him at three-quarter time. Hablak, and thank you, Brian. Hablak.
Your Croatian's going to be perfect after this game.
Well, they've got the grand final on Fridays. Hablak goes with a kick around the body. That's beautiful finishing work from the boy from Unley. What is it, the Mercedes Jets? And that's a great goal on the left boot. Has snapped that around beautifully, and they go to 6-8. 44 out to a 43-point lead, their biggest lead of this second semi-final.
Well, you can get out the ice packs and get the cooler ready because this one might just very well be on ice. 44-0, but 44-1. But the Samurai are a proud footy club. They didn't come here to lay down, and I'll tell you what, after 3 games in their group where they looked very, very good. I did see them play on last Sunday against India, and they were much the best as dusk is coming quick and fast, and so are the Croatian Knights, but they're able to get it around on the outside. And here they come as the two men fly, and nobody got nothing but air. Ball went to ground. Croatia out of the back. Stabby kick up forward. Out of the reach again, but the mark is taken there in the man on the wing. And throwing that one down, I believe, was Matsuhashi. And the ball has gone out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick. Again, the score, 6-8-44 Croatia. 1 point for Japan. Second semifinal, fourth quarter. Up on the far side, it's marked by Croatia. And wearing the traditional red and white checker jerseys, they look like the Croatian soccer team. And that one is punched off the top. Kept in, threw that one on to the right. That one up in the air, almost marked. It's dropped, and whistle out. I believe that was high contact, and in fact it was. That one's going to come all the way back, and 25 is going to be paid. So I don't think he heard the initial call, or maybe he thought that they had taken the mark, but Hiru Kurata was hacked in the act, taken up high, and he will have a free kick in the middle of the ground. And before you take this, Kane, a little bit of a surprising result across the way with 8 minutes to go in the other semifinal in the women's division. Great Britain leading Ireland 15-10. I tipped Ireland to get to the final.
Well, there you go. Well, that's interesting. Keep your eye on that if you can, Brian.
Yep.
The disappointing kick forward is going to be turned over once again by the Samurais. They've kicked it to a 2-on-1 contest, but the Knights have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Nedic goes in. He can't get it out. Oh, umpire, he's paid it for holding the footy. Gee, he picked up the football, got tackled, got brought to ground, then there was 2 players on top of him. What was Nedic supposed to do? There's no dispute from the man on the mark, though, which is good to see. High mark taken there by Klisnen.
Means one of you got it right.
Yeah, unless they're just very disciplined for the Croatian Knights. Klisnen goes in. finds the tower from South Australia. Habdlak kicks it high and long inside forward 50. Where's set go? Not there.
Nice.
But don't forget the big man in the red long sleeves, and that is Ivan Ivos.
Ivosh, yep.
Ivos, and he's lining up for a shot on goal. How tall is this bloke? Height really does pay, and he's 197 and 93 kilos. The perfect size, perfect specimen for AFL footy.
So what is that in American?
About 6'5", 6'5", yep.
He is a tall drink of water.
He is, and in he comes to make it goal number 2, but it's goal number 3, but it goes across the face and through for a behind. There is a massive dust storm happening out the back. The wind has really picked up. This is going to be the longest 12 minutes of football ever. Hopefully we can still be light once this game is finished, Brian.
And suddenly we're in the middle of Arizona, going up on the far side. I thought I was going to say it was a long trip to Arizona. And the ball goes down to ground. You know, Allen Iverson, the basketball player, how he was talking about practice. Well, he didn't want to go to play for the Phoenix Suns. He said, it's hard out here. It's so hard. Why? Because, you know, what do they got out there? They got cactus, man. We talk about cactus. Not a tree, not a flower, cactus. As the ball goes out of bounds. There is a football game going on, and the ball goes out of bounds. Quick check of the scoreboard. 6-9-45 for Croatia. 1 point for the Samurai. Winner will play Germany again on Friday right here at the Ransford Oval.
It's going to be an even contest, that one.
Yep. And
Croatia's been very impressive.
They have been. And like I said, this was actually the grand final I tipped, but Germany has been very well too, so it'll be a good game. And, of course, the loser will end up with China at 9 o'clock as they get out the back looking for Bencic. Oh, great mark. Rising to the occasion was Ivosh once again. And once again, the man must have rocket fuel for buttocks because he just took the mark. I don't know what I just said, but in any event, here is Ivan Ivosh looking for his third.
Got some laughter from the crowd.
I got something. Well, here we go. Glad somebody likes
fuel.
it. Yep. On the way. Ivosh's kick. Goal umpire didn't move. I didn't have to.
Have you ever seen a player not respond at all after kicking a goal like that?
That's because he's all business. He's got a shirt and tie underneath of it because it's business time. That's his third. 7-9-51 for the Knights as the 6:45 to North Melbourne comes into the background. No 1 point for the Samurai as it's an even half-ton the difference.
Yep, there's no Kyoto Express happening here this afternoon.
Very good.
So just waiting. Interesting. Croatia have their players behind the football here. Loose checking by the Samurais. Croatians tap the ball forward. Crash of bodies in the centre of Ransford Oval. The ball gets socket clear. Coming up to meet it.
Oh, there he is.
Chest at the right time. Svetko's taking the mark. He's going to light up from 50. He goes bang. The kick goes all the way, but just to the right-hand side of the post and through for a behind. 7-10-52. Out to a 51-point lead.
Well, you weren't wrong.
No.
It was the wrong hand side.
Yeah, it was the wrong hand, the right-hand side of the post.
They try to clear that one out through the back. You would think if they can just string some of these together, the Samurai, they would at least get some payment.
Whoa, what a
wow,
mark.
great par over the top. And then back the other way. Ivosh with a right hand. Couldn't get it back. There is Svetko. He turns around, handballs it on, finds Ivosh again, handballs it back. That one is a kick for goal and a pretty good one, but off to the side. And, well, that was like one of my Aunt Becky's cookies. It did look pretty good coming out of the oven, but crumbled into nothing at the end. The behind there by Bencic. That takes them on to 7-11-53. 1 point. It's a 52-point.
I'd say, have you heard the term champagne footy? You've got some champagne comedy happening here in the broadcast position with Brian, all the way from Philadelphia. It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
BS on that.
So I've got to lean over here to try and find the play. Oh, nearly lost the headset as well. It's Nedic from just inside 50. Gets a nice kick on that, and it's gone right across the face. Gee, snuck in for a point. I was watching a game with Raj, watching his first game of AFL, and in the Ireland-New Zealand game, and they paid a goal to New Zealand, which I thought was a point from the advantage that I had, and then it was so close that New Zealand won the last kick of the game.
Well, that's the difference.
Bit of controversy there in Division 1. International Cup footy.
And by the way, that Division 1 Grand Final will be between New Zealand and Papua New Guinea. I believe that's a 2005 rematch, as Papua New Guinea have now made it to all 6 of the Division 1 Grand Finals in this iteration, in this tournament's history, going all the way back to 2002. Pretty impressive performance by PNG. New Zealand having gone 4-0. And a score check over there at the McAllister Oval. Canada now has Ireland now has a 22-15 lead. They were down by 5 points, and in the span of 5 minutes, they have now taken the lead. So it looks like a Canada and Ireland grand final at Etihad Stadium. Meanwhile, back here in this game, which is what we were supposed to be doing, ball goes to ground as that one is hammered out. Ball goes to ground, out of the back, long handball across. And the ball will go out of bounds. Nearest to the footy there was the number 12, Ian Sakaki, who plays for the R246 Lions.
The captain.
7-12-54 as the papers have become all muddled and shuffled and all that other stuff.
Just use these.
There you go. 7-12-54 to 1 point. The Knights a 53-point lead. And you would think that the reservations have already been booked for the Division II Grand Final against Germany on Friday.
We've got 3 minutes to go. In the second semi-final, once again, the brute force of the Knights. They'll have another shot on goal. The inside-out torpedo going off the side of the boot and out of bounds. I think that kick coming off Boljanovic.
Yep.
And the free kick will be taken here once it comes back in the field of play. Gee, the Japanese runner, he's had a workout. He's just come halfway back towards the bench, told to get someone else off the ground. He's looking for a break.
Well, if it was me, he'd be spewing a Technicolor yawn. That's for one thing. Out to the near side.
He's not coming back now, the Japanese runner. He's just going to stay out there at centre-half back.
Probably for the best, as long as he's not in the square. As he goes out to the far side, that one is picked off. And he stole that one out of his back pocket. Centering ball to Savetko, and the captain will go back. Or rather, the vice captain will go back and trying to kick his third. So Savetko, I think he's been best on ground, I believe. I mean, he's done everything in the middle of the ground up into the forward line. So here is Tomislav Savetko playing for the Norwood Redlegs. Sends that one goalward. It is dead center, perfect, and another goal to the Croatian Knights. That is their 8th of the game. 8-12-60 to 1 point. It's a 59-point advantage. And that may very well be the cherry on top of the delicious sundae that is this game. And I'm not going to say delicious anymore because I'm not Bruce McAvaney. And the ball comes back in the middle of the ground.
You do watch a lot of Hawthorn games, don't you?
Well, I listen to a lot of them, if nothing else.
So we're down to the last minute and a half or so. I'm just looking at the clock in front of me. And the umpire's paid another free kick. Geez, they're very zealous about this encroaching the line. I know the rule's there, but it doesn't always need to be paid. As Takashi kicks the ball up, but it's been turned over once again. Buljanovic just got it. I can't even get his name out now, bro. And long kick towards Sevko. The ball gets punched away. Sevko butters up, opens up the pack. The Knights can try to get another entry inside forward 50. The mark was dropped there on the half-forward flank as the Samurais clear once again.
Out to the near side. It's marked and now going off quickly. There's a chance. Having a bounce there was the 52 in Mukudaka. Mukudaka will go. That one will spear through. And now just in the last line of defense, you felt the goal coming. You could see it coming like a train wreck. But that one skips through everybody. He skips that one on through. Handballed it into the middle. He's stripped of the footy. Everyone goes down mushroom farming. High tackle. And they're going to want to get rid of this one. Well, that's going the way of Croatia. You could sense it coming, man. This game could use a Japanese goal, but I imagine they're going to get beat by the clock as that one goes up onto the far side. Marked nice and high again by Savetko, who has been like goose excrement. He's been everywhere. Ball has gone inside. Ball pops up into the air. Here is Ivash. You haven't lived in a summer in Philadelphia, that's for sure. There's a handball.
Farming either.
Yeah, that one is thrown. It's deflected on the line as they battle that one back. Here come the Samurai out of the back.
Oh, the kick has only gone as far as you've sold me under the bus once again. That's Sevko, and he's done very well. He read that, intercepted the mark, and he's turned his back on his teammates. There's no way he's passing this off, and he has gone back a good 20 metres from the mark. He's actually out of range. If I put my head any further, I'll be taking out the camera. So we'll just know Sevko's got it, and I'll tell you when he comes back into the screen. if you're watching at home, you'll see how far this run-up is. Maybe he's trying to waste time. There's not too long to go.
He knows there's no super goal rule in this, right?
Oh, he's going to kick it from 50. Oh, it's a beautiful kick by Svetko. It's gone right over the goal umpire's hat. That's his fourth. And they go to 9-12-66, out to a 65-point lead here in the second semi-final. The Japanese Samurai stuck on only one behind.
But you know what? We'll say this about the Samurais. They've played a very good brand of football. They have really kept the ball moving. But the fact of the matter is that they just could not penetrate the halfback line for the Samurai, for the Knights, and Svetko has been doing Svetko things, and that is pummeling the ball, getting it up high, and the ball will come back in the middle. Not much time left. We are getting pretty near the end, as John and Paul once said on a very good Beatles song. That goes up high. Here come the Samurai. Let's see if they can get a goal here. That one is knocked forward, and good shepherd thrown in there by the man in Hoblock, and they are able to get that one into the middle, and they're going to be able to clear that one out into the middle. Whoop, drop the footy. Mustard came off the hot dog, and then puts that ball up high into the air. Who wants it? Everybody. Who's got it? Nobody. It goes through. Svetko pounds it out to the outside, looking there for Molnar, and indeed Molnar's got it, going back into the middle. Svetko couldn't take it, and then he fell down on his bottom. That went out to the near side. They've got some time to the Samurai. Spears that one out right in front of the fingers there, and then kept that one in. Going back again for Hoblock. Hoblock throws that one on to the right, and it's marked defensively by Japan as time is running out here in the fourth quarter.
So Samurais go right across the face of goal. They've been prepared to do that to get the switch happening. They've got the ball towards centre wing. And the mark wasn't taken on the outer side. Bench hits there for Croatia. They keep the ball in. There's no real clear winner there. Getting tackled as he's went to hand pass, it was Sulic. And the ball goes out of bounds. Is that another game about to start over there on?
No, that game's just finishing up. Actually, that's the second semifinal of the women's competition.
Okay, get the final score for us. You kept us up to date throughout the afternoon as the Knights just keep tapping the ball forward. Every inch is important, and there's a tackle. It was a push in the back, and it'll be the Japanese Samurais, but they call them the Samurai Knights, will take the free kick inside the centre square.
Well, the soccer team is called Samurai Blue. So there's that for those of you who care about that sort of thing. And if you don't, well, at least you can tell your friends and maybe win a bet or two. Ball goes down into the ground. Oh, no, that should have been paid. But rushing in there was the man in number 32. Back the other way they come as that one is up high off of Ivosh. Ball goes to ground. And then Japan will try and get it out. They'll swing it around to the near side. Taken there was the man in Kawajiwa. Or Kajikawa out to the near side, dropped in front. They got to go back to go forward as they try, step side like a slalom pole, got to the near side. Oh, well, he was going for the long handball. You know, it's like a PlayStation game. He held down the X button too long, and then it came out into the middle, and now here they come. Let's rush them forward. Here come the Samurai. Threw that one on to the left, and then, boy, that was an ugly kick. And here they come back the other way, out to the near side, and the number 91 there, who is Klinsman, and there's the siren. Full time in the second semifinal. The Japan Samurai put on a mighty fight here today, but the Croatia Knights, much the best. They're into the Division II Grand Final. The final score here at McAllister Oval is the Croatia Knights 9-12-66. The Japan Samurai 1 point.
What a fantastic game. The scoreboard doesn't really reflect the endeavour by the Samurais. I know it's a 10-goal belting in the end, but I really think there's some real promise about the Samurais. Their structures have been some of the best that I've seen. They've just fallen down across the half-forward line too often, and obviously having Svetko and also Ivosh combining for 7 goals. Big men, they never lose their height as the game goes on. A very strong performance in that second half. Kicking, what did they kick in that last quarter? They've kicked...
Well, I think they had. I think they were about here. I think they had 2 goals or 2 or 3 goals in that final quarter.
It's a good effort.
It was a very good effort there, and I'll tell you what. I mean, they definitely played extremely well during the course of the game. So they're going to play a Germany team who you saw in the last game.
Yeah.
They were very, very tough. So 2 first-time members of the team, 2 first-time members of this tournament, making to the Division II Grand Final. That should be an absolutely cracking match.
It should be. Both teams have plenty plenty of height. And I've got a question for you, Brian, before we wrap up.
Yep.
It does seem to be the fact that the European teams are bigger and stronger than some of the Southeast Asian teams. Having players above 190 centimetres in a contest like this is very handy. And I know Germany have at least 4 players over 195. So I love the spirit in the game. Both teams embracing at the end, even though Croatia were pretty strong in the end, winning by 65 points. They'll be full of confidence. They've played some really good football during the International Cup. I saw them against China as well.
Yeah.
And it's been very competitive football from Croatia.
They should be, because they've played extremely well, and they've played well in the European Championships. They've done well in the smaller grounds, but here they have proved themselves, and they'll be against Germany in the grand final. As for Japan, well, they'll have China in the third-place game on Friday. So we hope that you've enjoyed all the action. We hope that you've gotten your footy fix here on this Tuesday. Monday back in the States, or wherever you're watching around the world here on AFL.com.au. And we invite you to join us on Friday here on the YouTube channel for AFL IC 17 beginning at 9 a.m. local time here in Melbourne. And don't forget, for all the scores, all the wrap-ups, and everything International Cup, you can check out AFL.com.au/International Cup. That's all one word. And check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Kane Pollard, it's been an absolute pleasure to call the game with you.
I've had an absolute ball. Hopefully the viewers back at home all over the world have enjoyed your colourful antics and coverage of this great game.
For Kane Pollard and for everyone else here in Melbourne, this is Brian Barish wishing you a pleasant good evening.